Events in one of the villages of the Armavir region came as a shock to many in Armenia. A medical examination proved a 13-year-old girl was pregnant. This August, the minor gave birth to her firstborn. The baby was taken to an infancy's home as the family is in grave social conditions. Armlink.am has been following the developments surrounding the girl and her family. Today's topic is a new turn in the criminal case, the family's situation and social work's involvement. The family faced problems even before the girl got pregnant, but no attempts were made to solve them. And it is not only the problem of social vulnerability. The family members have serious health problems. The girl's mother claims that social workers had never knocked at their door to offer help the family needed badly. Imagine the family found themselves in a grave situation and all social workers would have constantly visited them. It was inadvisable given the children's physiological state. The family needed peace and we had to keep an eye on them from a distance. They themselves should have understood what had happened to them. To understand social workers' role in the story, Armlink.am conducted an investigation. Social worker is a relatively new profession in Armenia. It was introduced 26 years ago. At present, there is not a clear difference between a social worker and a social worker in charge of this case. The latter has been in charge of this case after the incident happened. Perfect solutions are said to be impossible in the social sector. It means that discontent with our work will always be expressed. Any social worker must be well aware of it. Who's to blame? Maybe all of us. Maybe it happened when working with the mother was impossible because there was no system. Problems may have been at school. Of course, much work has to be done everywhere, and post facto conclusions are always easy to make. The social work mechanism is in transition in Armenia. At present, we have about 2,000 social workers in the country. The major problem is that they start working only after an event. Preventive measures are in a nascent state in our country. Regrettably, we have no standard regulating the number of social workers per population. International practice shows that one social worker is to deal with 25 cases. For several years, we have been seeking to apply these standards.
Ընդհանուր առմամբ 25 դեպքի համար մեկ մասնագետ։
Armaviri մարզի յուղերից
The pregnant girl's story came to be the focus of attention of the Vagar Social Support Agency.
կենտրոնում էր։ Հենց նրանք են տվյալ տարածքի սպասարկումն իրականացնում։ Սոցիալական աշխատող Դավիթ Թունանյանը ինքն է այս ընտանիքի հարցերով զբաղվում։ Առաջատար մասնագետն անհանգստացած է։ Դեպքը հեշտերից չէ։
I think it is a case of double vulnerability as the 13-year-old mother has health problems. I, as well as other officials, consider it wrong to speak of finding an adoptive family in the child's interests. It is better for her to stay in the infancy's home now.
Քննարկել այն տարբերակը, որ երեխայի լավագույն շահը գտնել ընտանիքում, որ այդ երեխան այդտեղ ապրի, այս դեպքում իմ կարծիքով եւ համագործակցող կողմերի կարծիքով դա այդպես չի, ավելի շահեկան է, երբ որ այդ նոր ծնված երեխան դեռ ժամանակավոր թեկուզ լինի մանկատանը։
Young social workers encounter serious difficulties in their work, serving up to 300 families on restricted funding. As a result, when another family is in turn, it is too late. Besides employing more social workers, extra incentives should be offered and red tape reduced for social workers not to do paperwork. We are often viewed as such, but I can assure you that all the staff members in our territorial agency are social workers, heart and soul. As the Social Worker Institute tries to put an end to the transition, experts are calling for help.
Հանրությանն իրենց օգնելու կոչով են դիմում։
Public awareness needs to be raised in Armenia for people to realize that raising a problem is not all informing, but a good deed. Had it been done in due time, many of such incidents would have never happened. Indifference is much more dangerous.
Այսպիսի դեպքերը նմանատիպ դեպքերը չունենայինք այլևս անտարբերությունը շատ ավելի իր մեջ ավելի մեծ վտանգներ է պարունակում անտարբերությունը.
The pregnancy of a 13-year-old girl is the result of a number of failures, but none of the family's problems has been solved since the incident was reported. In August, when the girl was born, she was immediately taken to an infant's home, with her grandmother signing a release. The family lived in grave social conditions even before the incident. They are registered by our system and receive social support. The baby was taken to an infant's home when it for a while, whereas the mother wants to take care of her. It is her maternal instinct. She may not realize it, but in talking to her, I realized she wanted to take care of the baby.
Կոնկրետ ինձ էլ նաև զրույցների ընթացքում պարզվել է որ նա ուզում է որ երեխան իր մոտ լինի.
After the baby was born, the girl's mother started noticing changes in her daughter's behavior. She is standing near the window and waiting for hours. The investigators in charge of the case have met another statement. The girl's classmates and her full brother have nothing to do with the incident. To identify the baby's father, we ordered DNA profiling. According to the results at our disposal, the blood samples lack the alleles required to identify the father. Thus, none of the three boys can by any means be the baby's father. The girl's evidence is contradictory.
Այսինքն արյան լոկուսներում բացակայում է հայրության համար պարտադիր ալելները։ Այսինքն նշված 3 անձանց հայրությունը նորածին երեխայի նկատմամբ բացառում է։
The investigation has not yet been completed as the baby's father remains unidentified. The family's problems remain unsolved. They may find themselves in the street next May.
Մայիսին նրանք հնարավոր է դրսում հայտնվեն։
Այս 1 2 3 այս 4 հատ պուշկեկներ մեկ էլ ամանաշատն է։ Մեկ է սա։
1, 2, 3, 4 bedside tables. Our new neighbor has given them to us, saying, "Take it to warm yourselves up in winter." Last night I measured her temperature, minus 39 degrees. We gave her Nemesil and the temperature went down, but she's running a temperature again now. I went out door to door to look for a home to rent and live, but I have not yet found any. I hope God will have mercy on me and help us, and we will not remain homeless. I have seen so many hardships. The situation this Armavir family have found themselves in is the result of both failures by the Social Worker Institute and indifference by each member of society. Let us help the young mother to taste her childhood after so much trouble. I very much love Lilith Hovanesyan and I want her to come here. I very much love Grigory Yesayan and I'm waiting for him. You can change the world if you make a single step. This family may find themselves in the street next May. You can help by transferring any amount to a bank account. The small family are waiting for your help.
Գյուղերից մեկի փոքրիկ ընտանիքին երջանկանալու եւ ինչու ոչ ծածկի տակ ապրելու։